Hey, thanks for being with us on this journey. I'm Bob Reiter, head of R&D for Crop Science, and alongside Amanda McClerren, who is Crop Science's CIO, and Jeremy Williams, head of digital farming at Crop Science. And we're revisiting a look at a hypothetical Spanish farmer who is growing de Reiter tomatoes in a very high-tech greenhouse.
So this is a little different to our North America case. Specialty market, in this case, often grown on rootstocks, not seeds, but many of the challenges and the ability to use digital capabilities are the same. And so we're going to share some of the examples of how the farmers use digital capabilities here to control disease, to get better quality, and so on.
And growers in protected greenhouses like this one, like Pablo, they really have a much finer degree of control over their operations that allows them to maybe try some products that wouldn't be economically feasible in other cropping systems. And it paves the way for them to collect a lot of data, very high quality data, very precise measurements to help reduce uncertainty in their farming operations.
Yeah, and the space is interesting because there are a lot more features that become important. And of course, those different features have additional value for the customer, the consumer. And so you think about fruit size, fruit color, flavor, how long a tomato will last, for example. All these things are really important to the grower and ultimately to the consumer. And that makes it easier for us to add value because there are different ways that we can add value to the different features of the crop.
But it's important to note that just because this environment is high tech, it doesn't mean it's contamination free. So really quality seed and rootstock plays a big role. It's very important along with crop protection. We have to have those things in place so that we can monitor these environments, ensure we have safety, sanitation protocols to really help keep viruses that could be damaging to the crop out of these systems.
And speaking about pests, you need to know when they're there. And we have a tool called Nematool, which helps the farmer using an app to identify when there's a risk that nematodes are going to be around. And then that makes it very precise and it makes it very clear when you want to use a product to help control them, like BioAct and Vellum Prime. You don't want to use them if you don't need them.
Yeah, and a good example of understanding when to use products is the work we do with our tool, Plant Balance. This allows the farmer to understand, am I going to have a disease? Am I going to have a certain amount of insect pressure? Should I use pheromones? Different things that I can use to optimize both the yield but also the quality of the produce.
And like Amanda said a bit ago, you can't keep all the pests out of the greenhouse. That's too difficult to do. And so you are always going to need some kind of tools. And one really interesting tool is something that we have, which is called Vinity. And, I love Vinity because it's a pheromone-based product. And it does a simple thing, which is it confuses the moth. And so then the moths don't mate, they don't reproduce, you don't have eggs, and you don't have larvae that are going to cause damage on the crop. So a really cool technology that helps the farmer be successful, and it results in no residue on the crop either.
And speaking of residues, this is obviously something that consumers care about a great deal. What crop protection has been used in protecting the tomatoes or the fruit? And we've got this tool, Residue, that allows farmers to now understand and predict residue levels that will be found in the fruit, in the vegetables, and it allows them to meet very stringent requirements from grocery chains and meet consumer expectations in terms of the quality of the fruit.
So as we wind this down, we can count the innovations, right? Pheromone-based biological product to help control pest, early warning systems like Nematool, excellent genetics, including rootstocks, to help protect and make sure that crop will grow and thrive. And then, of course, finally, different kinds of crop protection products only used when they're needed. So really a winning combination to help a farmer in a greenhouse be successful with a very expensive and valuable crop like tomatoes. But, that's very similar to row crop farming, right? We have pests, we have challenges, we want to be productive, and we want to be efficient. So different toolbox, but same outcomes.
Well, thanks for listening in. In our next conversation, we're going to go back to row crops in Brazil. We're going to learn about the future digital marketplace for agriculture. So really exciting next episode.